Hi everybody, welcome to Deb's Way, and I'm Deb. You're with me here in my happy place, my little sewing nook, my little space in the house that is all mine. William is afraid to cross the threshold usually because there's such a mess in here most of the time. But anyway, this is my happy place. And I bought this little sign for the door at Hobby Lobby, quite a while back. It was probably something like $6, but it says it like it is, okay? I'm back here today not to show you everything that I've sewn for the week because I haven't sewn much of anything. I haven't sewn anything. No, I've been busy with other things going on around here. And when I say that, and I stop and try to think what all I've been doing, it's like, you know, when I was working, I used to be able to hold down a 40-hour plus week and run errands and socialize, do dog training, do dog shows. I mean, I had a life of variety going on. My life has slowed down tremendously since those days, I'm afraid. So I'm lucky if I'm doing good to do what I do, okay? Put it that way. First of all, I would like to, that was first of all. Right now, though, I would like to thank Jen at Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting this wonderful collaboration. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I've learned a lot. I've made some good friends. You know, I love chatting with a lot of you out there. I love watching the videos and seeing what everybody else has done and learning from those videos too. And people answer my questions about how to do things, or what did you think about doing that, and what did you think about that pattern, and how easy were the directions, and all this kind of stuff. People are so willing to help other people out there. It's a wonderful community to belong to. It really, really is. I can't say enough good about it. Even though, like I was telling Carole at Carole today, that I know I comment to her too, especially about how much she gets done in a week's time, because she really sews a lot. I told her I wish I had just a itty bitty piece of her sewing knowledge, her skill, and her energy especially. You know, but yeah, she gets some amazing things done, and there are a lot of other people that sew up a few things during the week that are just wonderful. I'm doing good if I sew one item, but that's all right. That's me. You know, I have other things going on here that I need to take care of. Other people in the household. I include Ginger as a person, but other people in the household that need taken care of by me. And then I have me to take care of. So yeah, I have enough on my hands to take care of first before I feel like I can spend the time back in my sewing nook and work on something that I love to do, that I'm enjoying doing. But that's how it balances things out in life. Isn't that right? I mean, I have my work at home to do, and then I have my fun at home to do. So, what am I doing? What did I do this week to have fun? Well, I mean, we did still do fun things, you know, besides me sewing, which I didn't get to, but William and I, we did go out and shop and run errands and that sort of thing. And, you know, I like doing that kind of stuff too. But I was able to get back into my sewing nook area on Thursday morning. And I went through my patterns. I've got my patterns here ready to sort out, and I want to find a box to keep them in, a better box than just keeping them in a drawer somewhere tucked away. I want to have them more easily accessible to me and better organized maybe, yeah. So patterns that I've done that I like to work on, I'm organizing in these type of envelopes, putting the pattern inside with the directions or the pattern cover itself, and I want to find a box to keep this kind of stuff in. Now this particular envelope is made up for a holiday cover-up that I got a pattern for, the directions really, from, well, this actually came from FitNice System a couple years ago, I think. I've never made it. I've always hung on to the pattern because I thought, that's easy enough, I can manage it. And it looks nice enough. This is the, well, it's kind of like a sweater, vest, shawl type of thing. And what you do is, well, just exactly what that picture shows. Out of one piece of material, there is no sewing, really. There is cutting, yes, trimming. And then what you would do is serge around the armhole openings, which is what these are here. And you could serge all the way around it, okay, just to finish it off. So I am wanting to do that. And I have the material. I've had the material for quite a while. And when I say quite a while, yeah, it's been a couple years. I know I bought this at Sewing Studio, but it is I'd say a cranberry colored lace material. I just fell in love with it. I really didn't know what I would use it for, but I thought I had to have it, you know. And it was probably a remnant, you know, back in a pile that it cost maybe $5 at the time. It's been that long ago, but I just thought, yeah, I need to make this into something. I am going to try and make that vest shawl, whatever you want to call it, okay? I don't know if you noticed, this is a picture of it. That's the sleeve area there, and this is the part that just droops down in front. There are no sleeves to it, just sleeve holes, so it's sleeveless. I think it would look really, really cute around the holidays, especially for that color. I'm going to hunt through my fabric stash, which is quite small these days, but I do have some. And I'm going to find something that I can make one of these with, just to see how my pattern goes. Because you have to make up your own pattern. Yes, Carol, I made up my own pattern. Not like you do with that letter low, but this is what I used to draw up my own pattern. It gives you the dimensions, and then you figure out your armhole and go from there. So I'm going to be doing a rough draft of this to see how it goes before I cut into that beautiful cranberry colored lace material. Yeah. Now, other than that, I decided it was time I needed to get working on other projects that I was interested in doing, one of which is making placemats. I made this placemat over the summer. I made 4 of them, and they really brighten up our little kitchen nook. They really do. Very easy to make. Here's the back of it. And it was actually done in a quilting basics class. Yeah. Because I did quilt it. I don't know if you can really tell, but let's see here. Maybe you can on the back here. Let me see. Let me hold it up here. I don't know if you can really see the quilting in that, but I did a decorative stitch following the separate block areas here. Okay, I did a decorative stitch around all of those, and then it looks quilted on the back from that. Well, I'm going to make a set of those for fall to put in the kitchen nook as well. And I got to get cracking here because it is fall. Yeah. So I have this material. That is going to be on the front. Well, all 3 of these are on the front. I'll show you what I'm going to use on the back as well. So that material, this, come here. That was thread for that shawl, sweater thing, yeah. And then this is the last material for the placemats. Okay, I think what I'm going to use for the backing is this one, because I'll also use that to come over onto the front as the binding, and you'll see that as the binding on the back too. Okay, I think that's how I'm going to put them together, but anyway, this only takes like a yard each of all 3 of these materials, and then you cut it into blocks, or actually rectangles. Sew those rectangles into blocks. You need to have a dark, medium, and light color. sew them into blocks and go from dark to light, and then sew the blocks together and sandwich together with batting. Maybe I'll show a little bit about how to do that. We'll see. I'm not an expert by any means, but I enjoyed that, putting those together. I did it in a class at the sewing studio, of course, and I really enjoyed it. So yes, I have my envelope ready for that with what directions I have. So I'll think about sharing that somehow, okay? Other than that, yes, I've been looking through my patterns for my next project, sewing project anyway, for clothing, and I came across a pattern of something that I had made up, oh lordy, many, many years ago. And you guys are probably thinking, many, many years ago, yeah, sure, right. Well, we're talking probably like 25 to 30 years ago. So you know what? That's more than just a few. But this is, I'm not going to take it apart. This is a, like a t-shirt nightie. Yeah. That was made up for me. I don't even have the pattern. I have this as the pattern. I don't have the, you know, the actual pattern in the envelope. But this was made up for me with my measurements. My neighbor, way back when I lived in Minneapolis, started a sewing business. And I had her do some sewing for me. She did the nightshirt for me. I loved it. She also made my wedding gown for me way back for my first wedding. And I loved that dress. I still have it. I even still have the pattern for it. And I'm just hanging on to it for posterity. It was a beautiful dress. It was a Jessica McClintock pattern. I don't know if any of you even remember those type of patterns or dresses or fashion, but it was a beautiful dress. Anyway, I digress. Another thing that I'm going to be working on, yep, is something that I'm taking off the, well, from somebody else's channel, and the channel is called Quilt Addicts Anonymous, okay? She has been doing, well, she has and a friend of hers have been doing tutorials on how to make a skirt, how to make different pieces of clothing, easy sewing. One of the easy sewing is a skirt. Well, let me show you the picture of the skirt. That's not it. This is the easy skirt. And sorry, I don't have a color printer. That's the skirt. It's just an elastic band, but it's easy to make. They give you directions, very good directions, and I'd try it, you know, why not? So I haven't decided, well, yes, I have decided. The fabric that I intend to use for the skirt is this. Now, well, that's not there. That shows you better what it is. This is what I'm going to use for the skirt. And I don't really know what type of material it is. I bought it at like the Goodwill. And I think it'd make a nice little skirt. We shall see. So that's what I've been working on this week back in my sewing nook. And that's what I will be working on this weekend, probably back here. I seem to get more done on the weekends. Yeah. I have a chance to get back here and get more done. And right now I'm looking around here, I need to straighten this place back up again. It just boggles my mind at how cluttered looking this gets in such a short time. But it won't be this way for long. It's going to be looking really good. Oh, another thing too I was going to tell you is on this cranberry top, which is this, it says to serge around the armholes and then you can serge all around it and that, but I only have white and black serger thread, and I'm not going to go buy this cranberry thread, you know, even the small spools of it just to put on the serger for the one item. not right now. I am just going to use the cranberry thread I have on my machine, my regular sewing machine, and use the tightest zigzag stitch that I can. That'll work good enough for me, you know. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Hopefully I'll have all of these projects finished so I can show you next Friday. Also, the nightie, I haven't hemmed it yet, so I intend to get that done this weekend too. I'm making a promise to myself to finish that this weekend and try to do at least one, if not a couple of the projects that I've lined up for me to do as well during the week. So we'll see how that goes. I hope you're all having a good one out there. You take care, have a great week of sewing, and I'll see you again next week. But for this one, it's going to be bye for right now.